Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you may be watching this video. You're going to find this page as the second to last page in your packet. So I'm actually going to start on the back side of this page. So if you would, go ahead and turn your page to the back side of this page. So we should be starting at number 3. And to recap, we just finished looking over all the different strategies we can use to add integers. And we also but we're working with 2 integers. So our goal today is to try to work with more than 2 integers and also to figure out what an additive inverse would be, meaning what number do we have to add in order to go back to 0, to bring the value back to 0. So number 3 says the following 2 cards were drawn. So we're going to fill this in with -2, and we're going to fill this one in with 9. If I look at that, 2 cards were drawn, and they're going to ask us, what must the value be of the unknown card in order to get a total scored equal to 0? So what we're looking for is that this last card is the additive inverse. So before we can find that, we have to find the total of the 2 cards that we see. So we have to find the total here. And one of the methods we could use is to remind ourselves that this first number is negative, the second number is positive, and when they're 2 different sign numbers, I actually subtract. So we're going to take the number with the highest absolute value minus the number with the lowest absolute value, and we're going to get 7. Now we have to choose the sign of the number with the highest absolute value, and it was positive, so this is going to be a positive 7. So now we can answer the question, what must the value of the unknown card, right there, be in order to get a total score of 0? So in other words, what can I add to positive 7 to get 0? So the answer to that is its opposite. I need to be able to add a -7. So if I put -7 here, the total of all 3 cards would be 0. So let's try another one together. So this time our cards are -8 and -5. And if you recall our strategy, and when I have a negative and another negative, they're both the same sign. So I add their absolute values. So I'm going to add 8, I'm going to add 5, and I'm going to get 13. However, the color, red or pink, tells me that that's a negative number. So the value of these 2 cards is -13. So now we're asked, what must the value of the unknown card be to get a total score equal to 0? So to bring this value, this total, back to 0, I'm going to need the additive inverse, which is the opposite. So I need a positive 13. So this card should be 13, and last time I meant to fill in this blank. So that's the answer to the question. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to create your own 2 cards. You can randomly put them together here. And let me show you where I'm talking about. Here and here. You can come up with your own 2 cards. And then I want you to figure out what your third card would be for both number 5 and number 6. So you can pause the video and take care of that now. So I will be asking you to either forward your paper and attach it, take a picture and attach it in Google Classroom, or if you'd rather, you can show it to me when we come back and we meet again during class time. So now if you would, please go to the front side of this paper. So you can probably see that there's 4 spaces, 4 cards. And so now we're going to be working on adding multiple integers, and multiple means more than 2 or more. So if we look at this, it's asking us what the total score is, and the word total implies that we're going to be adding. So we're going to start off randomly by just deciding what cards we want to use. So I'm going to make this one a positive 7. And I'm going to make this one a -3. I'm going to go with a +8 here. My pen doesn't want to work. Should be an 8. And then we'll make this one a -5. So there's a couple different methods you can use. And this is my preferred method. As long as we're adding, the commutative property allows me to move numbers around as long as everything's added. Or if everything was multiplied, the commutative property applies there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up either my positives or my negatives. And it really doesn't matter which one I start with. The reason I'm going to gather a group of positives or group of negatives is because they are easier to add when they're the same sign. When they're the same sign, all I have to do is add them and keep the sign. So I'm going to add 3 plus 5, and I'm going to get 8. And since they're both negative, I know that's a -8. So now I'm going to gather up my positives. I have a +7 and a +8. So again, if they're same signs, then I just add their values together. So I have 7 plus 8, and that will give me 15. Since they're both positive, I have a +15. But I need the total score. So now I'm going to add my -8 and my +15. Now I have different signs, and that means that I have to take the number with the highest absolute value and subtract the number with the lowest absolute value. And then once I'm done, I have to look and see which one of those numbers had the highest absolute value, which in this case was 15, and I keep the sign. So my answer is +7. So now that we know the total score, the next question says, what if 2 more cards were drawn and they did not affect the overall point total? Well, if I'm going to draw 2 cards but they don't change the value of 7, what do you think those 2 cards' value would have to be together? So I need 2 cards that could be drawn that would not affect the overall point total of 7. So they want me now to state the value of these cards. So I have 2 values I have to put in here, and then they want me to say why they do not affect the total. So what I'm thinking, if it doesn't affect the total, I really want the value to be 0. And if I need 2 cards whose value is 0, I need additive inverses. I need opposites. So if I decided that I'm going to use a card of -2, that would be 1 card, then I would have to use its additive opposite, which would be 2. These 2 will bring me back. They'd undo each other and bring me back to 0. Just like if I modeled this with chips, I would have a negative and negative and a positive and positive, and then I would be able to 0 these out. So I'd have 2 0 pairs. But that's not the only number or set of numbers I could choose. What if I wanted to choose, say, +5? Well, if I decided that I wanted to use +5, then in order to get +5 to 0 out, which would not affect the total if it's 0, I would need -5. So again, if I modeled that, that would be the same thing as having 5 yellow chips, our dots, our counters, and then 5 pink or red chips or counters or dots. And what would happen is I would be able to 0 out all of them. Each one of them would have a match. We would call those 0 pairs. So I would be left with 0. So I could have written, instead of writing this 2, I could have written +5. And instead of writing this +2, I could have written -5. The point being that these two numbers have to be opposites of each other. So why do they not affect the total? And because they are additive inverses, which equals 0. So problem number 2 is identical, but this time you get to choose the 4 cards you want to work with. You're going to gather up the cards. Again, I think probably a method that might work is gathering up your positives and your negatives. And by the way, I'd like you to have at least one negative card in here. So you're going to get a total score. And then after you find out what your total score is, I need you to find 2 cards that you would like to draw that won't affect the total points. So when these assignments are turned in, there'll be a variety of answers, and that's okay. So this will be unique to you, and have fun doing this assignment. I can't wait to see your work. Take care.